Hello, this is John Alcorn from IBM. Today we're going to take a quick look at how we can make use of Watson Analytics to gain additional insight into what's going on in our smarter process environment. So you can see here I've logged into Watson Analytics and I've already imported a data set from the hiring sample in BPM. I've created an exploration, so let's go view that. And here you can see I've got a simple little chart showing me a breakdown of job applicants across locations and by hiring manager. And if I want to drill down on that further, I can look at another report I've created. Here showing me a breakdown by hiring manager of job applications across locations. I can see here each location that people apply for jobs. So that's showing me some quick insight that I didn't have initially into what's going on in my BPM environment. I can also view that from my iPhone. So here you can see the same capabilities, the same data, and I can quickly switch over and view these visualizations. So I have the same capabilities whether I'm doing this from a desktop browser or from a mobile device. So that's handy. So now let's see what we can do. We'll go back to the welcome screen and we'll bring in our own data set. So let's go over to our Business Monitor dashboards, and here you can see a quick view of some key performance indicators. I can see their values against targets and ranges. Here's a graphical visualization of some KPIs. And I can look around the system. I can see it looks like there have been quite a few alerts created in the system, so I might want to look at why that's going on. So here I've got a view of my process diagram, and I can see here, looks like all the activities are good except for the underwriting step. It's missed its target, so we might need to look into why that's happening. One thing I can do, I can use the built-in analytics in Business Monitor, the Cognos Business Intelligence 10.2.2 that's built in. So you can see here a quick view of results across time. Down here is a view of results across loan officers. I've got 3 different officers and viewing that across various lending states. And here's a view of KPIs across time. So that's the analytics built into the product, but say I'd like to augment that with Watson Analytics. I can do that by simply setting up an instances view showing the columns of data I'm interested in. I can set up sorting and filtering here as I want. And once I've got it the way I want it, you can see here I've got 376 loans I'm interested in. We're showing the first 15 on this page. I can click my export button here, say all pages, and it will give me a dialog to save out a comma-separated value spreadsheet of this data. So I've done that. So let's go back to Watson and import that data. So I can say, let's load this Smarter Process CSV file, and it will create a data set from that data and do various analytics on it. I'll point out here we're using the free version of Watson Analytics, so it handles data sets up to 50 columns, up to 100,000 rows. So that's a good way to get started for free, and you can always purchase a monthly fee version that will let you handle much larger data sets as well. So you can see here I've got a new data set for Smarter Process, and let's create a new exploration. So in here it's going to analyze the data and offer me some starting point reports without me having to do any authoring at all. So let's look at how the values of loan amount compare by date and loan officer. So I'll just click on that little tile and immediately get this view showing me the results across my different loan officers across time, and I can adjust the display. Like say I prefer stack charts, I can do that, and immediately we can see Gerald Mander appears to be getting more work done than his colleagues. So that's one interesting insight we didn't know about before. Let's take a look now. Let's break down loan amount by date and loan status. So here you can see, here's a view across time again, looking at the loans across their states, and we can see it looks like there are a lot of them in the loan setup phase. They're in that phase for quite a while. They don't spend long in the other phases like post-closing or funding, but something's going on that's making them take a long time in setup. So that's an additional insight that might tell us how we might want to improve our process in the future to accelerate that, optimize things. Well, let's look at one more thing. We'll take a look at the breakdown of loan amount by loan status. So here we can see this view, and it's showing us the different rectangles showing the status. We can adjust the display. Say we'd rather see it as a pie chart. That's easy to do. And maybe rather than these raw numbers, we'd rather see percentages. So that's easy to set up. We can even adjust things like, make it a donut if we prefer seeing data that way. So there are lots of different ways to visualize your data in this environment. We've simply brushed the surface here, but hopefully this has shown just a few quick examples of how you can use Watson Analytics to get further insight. Thank you.